This month we've been doing some fun things. We thought for the month of July we'd just play a little bit. And so we wanted to look at perhaps if the world continues to change in the way that it's been changing, or perhaps even greater changes like some people talk about and speak of, what traits, what soul qualities would be best for us to have in our hip pocket, or in our hearts, better yet, to navigate any change that the world might bring to us? And so last week we talked about just going within and reactivating that Christ light within ourselves and getting very clear that we have choice. So, has everybody been practicing that this week? Okay. If you guys had any idea, I'm speaking the truth now, how many people from the other side attend these services? And they are taking copious notes. Because when they come back to the earth in their next lifetime, they want to be prepared. And so they are actually doing the homework. But the house is full. It's always full. It's always full. So use that as encouragement to do your homework. All right, we're going to talk about harmony today. Harmony. Harmony. Energies join to create something different, something stronger, something more beautiful, and something bigger. And you do not have to be in agreement to harmonize. Cool. You do not have to be in agreement to harmonize. And doesn't agreement keep us from so many things in our world? Yes. All right. Even in music, you do not have to have the same note sounding to harmonize. As a matter of fact, I don't think they call that harmony if you're singing the same note.
That was called melody.
Melody, okay. So, but this is what Spirit said for us to remember. In order to harmonize, your voice has to be heard. In order to harmonize, you have to be heard. You have to be speaking, being, emanating who you are. So, we do not want to isolate. Think about politics. A lot of people have opinions about politics. Even metaphysicians have opinions about politics. Even within this room, there's probably quite a diversity of opinions about politics. But what if we really looked at the idea of a political structure that, under all, really wants the good of the whole? Could we say that our political structure kind of has that? Kind of. Kind of. That's the intention. Could we harmonize with that intention for the good of the whole? Could we harmonize and say, yes, for the good of the whole. I know that somewhere in there, everybody's wanting the good of the whole, and so am I. Now, am I in isolation and in opposition to my political structure? I have just harmonized with my political structure. Now I can flow in harmony with it. Do I have to express my opinions anymore about it? No. I'm now in harmony with the idea of the good of the whole. I can send my love and harmonize. I can send my voice for the good of the whole of every element of life I see. I could harmonize with the love of life, with everyone. And as I become harmonious with the good of the whole, I now do not change the batter of the cake that is being made. It's still being made. But I become the vanilla that enhances the flavor of the batter that's being made. When I harmonize and I am not in opposition to, I can actually affect. And this is what Spirit said. Love, which is what we seek to practice, right? Love. Love, unconditional love, has no opinions of others. It just has beliefs of self. Love has no opinions of others. It just has beliefs of self. We love. We can send our song out with our love energy and beliefs, not to change something, but to add our essence to it. When you think of harmony in that light, can you think of harmony in that light? That I do not have to change you, but I can still add my essence to whatever is going on around me. Metaphysicians and everybody, we all have this thing about our opinions being so important. And we typically want to isolate if people are not of our opinion. How many of us will sit with people who are criticizing or judging others and say nothing? What if you're dating a new dude who starts criticizing and judging others? Or a woman, fellas, you don't know them that well, and you might maybe just want to see where it goes, and so you kind of just don't say anything. You do it. I hear it. You do it all the time. What about those situations where people are strongly opinionated about something that you may or may not agree with, but you don't want to make waves, and so you say nothing? We could say in our mind, well, look, they're a child of God, and what do we have? Harmony. I mean, say this out loud. When the criticism's going on, when all the things that are going on that you may not agree with, just say, well, you know, that person's a child of God. You could say that. You could say, you know, well, we don't know their situation. You could say to this person, well, you know what I judge, I bring to me, so I'm not judging it. There's any manner of your truth that could come out that would not put you in opposition to the person you're with. But because you're seeking something higher, it harmonizes with something higher within them. And we know the laws of the universe. If someone is absolutely, truly in opposition to who you are, they will vibrate away from you. It's just the law. But when you deny who you are and you do not let your essence speak, you're allowing that situation that does not harmonize with you to maintain relationship. But we are not, truly, when we were at the beach, Spirit was talking to me about harmony, and it was so deep and so full, and I wish I could give it to you as they gave it to me then. You know, I wish I could just hand it to you. But they were saying the whole crux of our thriving is learning to harmonize. And it is so important because we have lived in will against will, in ego against ego. Well, you don't like what I like, therefore, bam, we're going to turn away from each other. And you don't like this, well, bam, we're going to turn away from each other. You know, religions isolate. You're not my faith. You're not my faith. Well, I've got the answer. Well, no, I've got the answer. Boom. You know, we live in this world where there's isolation based on opinion. And these are our brothers and sisters who are contributing to the society in which we live. They're bringing their light into the world. They're bringing good into our lives. Every one of you contributes to my livelihood. Every one of you, even if you did not show up today, you're doing something in my world. You're bringing good to my world. You're helping my world rise. Do you see? Harmony. Not isolation, not separation, not I'm better or you're less than or you're better and I'm less than. Harmony. Beginning to see there is always something that we can move into resonance with anybody. With anybody. But we are afraid to hear our own voice. We are afraid to hear our own voice. Now, Patrick and I live in the church. So, you know, we're just always talking what we talk. We're always at home talking what we talk. It's what we are. We work all the time. We're always in that space. And some of you all, when you come to us, don't voice. Because it's Patrick and Cindy. Do you know what I'm saying? You should know what I'm saying. There should be squirming in the seats right now. Well, I can't wait to get to my car so I can be myself again. That was so hard. Everywhere you go, you must harmonize. Everywhere you go. If you're in a church environment, if you're with people who love God, if you're with people who don't, harmonize. There's always a space within the heart of the child of God that can see good in his brother. Always. And you know, so I looked in the Bible because I know everybody loves Bible stuff. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. Jesus said, when you are walking to the judge, try to harmonize with your brother quickly. Don't take your issues to court. Do not take your issues to court. Work them out amongst yourselves. And now Dr. Errico explains why not to take your issues to court. Because there were no judges in the little towns, and if you went to court to take your issue before the judge, he fined you both everything you owned. And nobody won. You know? So the whole thing was give your neighbor whatever he wants and find peace. Because if you go to the judge, you're going to lose everything. And isn't that true when we stay in our isolation with one another? Do we not lose everything? Do not lose everything. One person's may have a belief that you do not resonate with. Great! Yay! Does that make them any less the potential to be your partner, friend, or companion? Or associate, or church fellow, church members? Do you know how many people leave a church because somebody in that church ticked them off? And it wasn't me or Patrick. Although we do give you ample opportunity to learn to forgive. If you don't know how to forgive when you arrive, you will. Because we are always sticking our foot in our mouths. But do you understand? Isolate judgment and separate. As changes come, we need to coalesce. We need to become a beautiful brotherhood. We need to become a space where we're honoring one another. We're not looking at what can you give to me. David Farner, what can you give to me? Paint me a pretty picture, and then I will find value in you. You know, life isn't about networking. And I know networking was really big about 10, 15 years ago, and it may still be. But if you go to a networking meeting back in the day, this is a long time ago when I would go once, it was like, it was a feeding frenzy. It was a feeding frenzy. I'll eat from you, you eat from me, blah, 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 blah. And hopefully when all the dust settles, everybody has given as much as they've taken. And that's not necessarily a bad platform for energy exchange, but we have to lift it up into a space where we value that person for their essence and find something that resonates. Find something that we can be at peace with, harmony. Are y'all hearing? So when they were talking to me, I'm not going to do it. I wish I could give you what they gave me. It was so full and beautiful. But they said, you know, Cindy, just make a note. Just go law and see how many people will jump and join you. And I thought, well, I could do that. And this morning I thought, I can't do that. But how many people, if I did tone a note, would automatically, without thought, not being pre-programmed like you are, would you have thought I was crazy, or would you have jumped in with me? Some would have jumped. Yay. Yeah. Some of you would have gone, okay. Choir. Do you see? Even in those odd and unusual moments, even when something odd and unusual happens, there is an opportunity for you to find peace. Harmony. We have to harmonize. And you know, harmony starts in your family, in your churches, and with your friends. It's not them out there. It's us right here. It's harmonizing with the best, the energy that you resonate with in these situations where you have the opportunity to create a very personal and expanded construct. Jesus, when he came to the planet, Jesus did not overthrow the teachings of the Jewish faith. You know, we think he did. We think he went in there and went, you guys got to listen up. I'm starting a new religion and it's called Christianity. He didn't do that. He went into the faith that he was born in, the Jewish faith, and he said, hey guys, how about let's look at it this way. If God is love, and that's our postulate, maybe we could look at this idea this way. And he just continued to very gently sing his beautiful song to anyone who would listen. He just sang a song. And the people would follow him and they would listen. Some of them were offended and walked out the door. But many of them heard, because something within them harmonized with what he was saying. What if he had come in and said, Christianity it is, follow me, would he have gotten a following? What if he came in and said, Christianity is, it is, and if you don't follow me, you're going to a bad place? Would he have gotten a following?
Well,
It would have been a fear-based following. It would have been a following based on fear. And he did not teach fear. He taught love. And he harmonized with the teachings that were there. He harmonized with the teachings that were there. And simply said, look at the good. Look at God. And he did not judge. He told everybody, you're brothers. And he began to harmonize the beautiful truth he had with what the people knew. And that's how Christianity was born. And the first 100 years, pretty much, until Jerusalem was destroyed, maybe the first 30 years, the Christians were a sect of the Jewish faith. They had never heard the name Christian. They were a sect of the Jewish faith. And then over time, it evolved into what it is. But his style was to speak his truth, to not criticize any religion he came in touch with, any people he came in touch with, but to speak love. God is love. How are y'all feeling? Harmonious? We are asked all the time why we are not an evangelical church. Evangelical meaning going out knocking on doors and inviting people to join. We're asked all the time, why don't you guys do that? You're such a good church. Why don't you do that? And the reason, very simply, is I absolutely believe in the energy of harmony. I absolutely believe that this church, this Inner Quest, is built on the principle of people finding us and resonating with us and then harmonizing with us. For the first 4 or 5 years of our existence, when we had a permanent location, we didn't have a sign out front. And Patrick said, Cindy, don't you think we should get a sign? And I said, yeah, they'll find us. There's a light. They'll vibrate right to us. And they did. And then we got a sign. You know? I wanted to share this with you. I don't know why, but I do. This is our Inner Quest membership form. This is what you sign if you become a member of our church. At Inner Quest, we believe that God is eternal love and that Christ is the expression of that love within each heart. We also believe that each individual is a radiant light of God with a unique, divine, and creative expression that only they can bring forth to the world at this time. As a church, we are here to honor, support, and nourish that flourishing of God consciousness within all. And as a member of this church, we are all united in this mission of love. And then we say, do you accept that as a member of Inner Quest, you are acknowledging Inner Quest as your church home and supporting the teachings and structure to the best of your abilities? And people will bring this back to us and say, what's the structure? And we say, refer to the paragraph above. Everything I read is the structure. That's all you're agreeing to. And then we ask, what vision do you hold for yourself? And they struggle with that paragraph. How do I answer that? Well, you know, we're a church that supports your unique divine I am life. Put anything you want. And when we get the little forms, we just bless them and Bonnie puts you in the official registration file on the computer. We write down your birthday and you're good to go. Harmony. Harmony. Over the years, we've seen so many people come and go. So many people. But they know in their heart there's one place where there are no hoops to jump through. Doors open. Harmony. As awakened children of God, we cannot isolate. We cannot go to the mountaintop. We cannot pretend. that we're the only one that is. Because even though we sit, as we talked last week, on the side of the mountain with the Christ, we are still singing that song of love to all of our family. We are still one with all of our family. And if I could give you anything to remember this week, I remember forever. Please remember forever. When your will comes up and you start to turn from another human being, you are not in your heart. And if you can find a moment to harmonize with anything in that person, you have now taken your song and sent your essence into that situation. Will it resolve to your expectations? Probably not, because in harmony we are not seeking to change them. But we can send our love so there is peace, and then we may move separate directions. But we have not created a wall of indifference or isolation in the process. This is making sense?
Yes.
All right. This world that we're moving into is brotherhood. And brotherhood, again, it's unconditional love. It means I don't have to have an opinion of you, but I can have my own personal beliefs. And my personal beliefs are going to function within me. You don't have to believe them. Yours are going to function within you. But I can still unconditionally love you and share my essence with you. That's brotherhood. Acceptance. Acceptance without isolation. Acceptance with community. Acceptance with love. And that is, I believe, where our new world is coming to. And we can go there rocking and rolling, will to will, battle to battle. Or we can go there breathing and singing our song for the good of the whole. For the good of the whole. For the good of the whole. Watch next time someone asks you for your opinion about anything. Before the words come flying out of your mouth, think. Good of the whole. Okay, what do I really want to achieve out of this? What do I really believe here? Do I really want to have an opinion that separates? No. Let me say something kind. Good of the whole. Let me not create a wall. Harmony. It's such a simple word that gives us such a great tool to use. Such a great tool to use. Harmony allows brotherhood. Take a breath. Let's go to spirit. And just breathe and feel a beautiful column of light come over you. Beautiful, beautiful light. And as the column of light descends, just notice what color it becomes as it wraps around you. Notice if there's texture or energy. And I want you just to feel it and know that you are safe in the heart of God. And God, I truly ask that this work we now do be for the highest healing of all concerned. And focus back on the beautiful column of light. And in your heart, in your mind now, I want you to tone your essence. You don't have to do it out loud. Just send a tone into that column of light. Just in your heart, maybe sing I am, or send a tone out. And just notice, does the color of the column change? Is there a little bit of an essence that's slightly different? Perhaps it floods the column and changes the energy. Whatever happens in your column of light, this is the essence of you. The great, beautiful light gift that you can give to your world, to anyone. And in your mind now, I want you to think of someone that you are, perhaps, at odds with, or are unsettled with. Just let them come forward. Someone that perhaps you've had an issue. Just imagine they come forward, and you can see them now, standing in front of you. And I want you to breathe and send a beautiful energy of this color that's all around you to that person. Send them this vibration. And just let it melt over their body. And send a thought. I know you are a child of God. And on that we agree. I give you my light to harmonize. And feel the peace that now moves between you and this person. A peace that is not achieved by a war of wills. A peace. And now the person may send energy back or they may not. And either way is fine. It may be just a little bit of energy they send back. You may be flooded with their light. Or there may be no response. But you have harmonized with them. Feel their energy and send one more word with one more blast of your light. I wish you peace. And send it to them. I wish you peace. Peace for your soul, peace for your spirit, peace for your journey. And as the energy connects, it just lifts them up. Just let them go back to where they were. And I want you to focus back on your beautiful column of light. And I want you to feel the peace that now reigns in this space. Peace. And feel within your heart a great desire to share that peace with the world. And just imagine you can just feel your world around you. Just the energy of your work, your home, just your world all around you. And we're going to sing a little bit of our peace, a little bit of this vibration into our world. And let's do that out loud, shall we? Everyone take a breath, and we're going to make a tone. And as we do, let the vibration, let the light go into your world. Ready? Breathing. Beautiful. You feel the world, your world is filled with your essence. Feel there is no more the boundary and barrier, there is all one. We're going to do it one more time, and we're going to connect with everyone in the room. Let's send the energy to everyone in the room. Everybody connecting, take a breath. Bigger, greater, grander. You can feel the energies becoming strong as we are united. Energy sharing, a compilation of essences. Harmony. Feel that oneness and feel that love of God. Father, Mother God, flow through us this day, this group that has gathered. Let the beautiful brotherhood light continue to move. Let our worlds continue to be filled with the essence of our spirit. And let us know that every step we take is with you. We thank you, God. Thank you for your love. And so it is. Take a breath. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. You all sounded beautiful. How do you feel? This week is the week. Notebooks are opening up there. As you walk, the color that you saw in your meditation, if you come into any situation where you want to turn, our wills begin to clash. I want you to stop and send that color to what you're facing. You have a tool. If you can't find the words to say, just send the color. Can we try it? Yes. Let there be brotherhood. And so it is.